I don't like when women try to come in and they want to give me signs that they want to be with me, motherfucker, bro, and they ready to try to influence my propaganda, motherfucker, bro. But until they come down and believe in my enablement, motherfucker, bro, until they come down and believe in my enablement, they continue on with their regular life. And they continue their isolation. Motherfucker, bro. I'm not fond of women. I'm not fond of them. I'm not fond of them. No. Motherfucker, bro, since I started working with women, motherfucker, bro, I'm not fond of women all that much. They say equality. Motherfucker, let me tell you something, bro. I'm not fond of Hillary Blige. And me saying that, I'm not fond of Donald Trump. I'm not fond of Donald Trump. I'm not fond of Donald Trump. I'm not fond of Hillary Blige. I don't like how Donald Trump acted on January 6th. I don't like how. No, excuse me. I don't like how he acted on January 6th. When I heard that he grabbed the clavicles of the driver, and the driver wouldn't take him to the Capitol. That's when I was done with Donald Trump. That's when I was done with Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is supposed to be able to have a relationship with his driver. That his driver will make that right turn, make that left turn, and take him to the Capitol. If Donald Trump had went to the Capitol when he said that we were gonna march and protest peacefully, I don't think all that happened would have happened. So I'm not fond of Donald Trump, not because he grabbed that guy by the clavicles, his driver by the clavicles, but because he had to resort to that, and he didn't have the quote unquote art of the deal. Or in my terms of language, he didn't have a silver tongue to persuade his driver to take him on January 6th. So I take him to that Capitol on January 6th, excuse me. So I'm not fond of Donald Trump. I don't like how he acted on January 6th. I heard that he grabbed the clavicles of that guy, his driver, and I was finished and I was done. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad for the cause of democracy that the Democrats come in with, but instead, motherfucker, bro, I'm more so upset at the cause that is just a personification of Donald Trump just not stepping up to the plate, and him not having the silver tongue to establish everything, to make everything come in on point. That's my problem with Donald Trump. Donald Trump. That's my beef with him. And also, I don't like how Donald Trump handled Charlottesville. Motherfucker, he came in and said his quote of very fine people. Very fine people. He said his quote relating to very fine people. And when he came in and said his quote relating to very fine people, he didn't really give a clear understanding of Robbie Lee. Robbie Lee. He didn't really even give a clear picture of Robbie Lee. He just came in and said very, very fine people. There was fine people on both sides. Donald Trump. So I'm not fond of Donald Trump for that reason. Yeah, for that reason. For that reason. So, motherfucker, bruh. So when I come in and I say I don't like Hillary Blige, don't think I'm just all crazy about Donald Trump. When I come in and tell you I'm not fond of women, don't think that I'm all crazy about Donald Trump. Don't think that. I don't like what Hillary Blige is about. I saw that she was heavily involved in the midterm elections. A lot of people don't see it because they don't talk about it. Hillary Blige was heavily involved in the midterm election. Hillary Blige, woo, she was heavily involved, heavily involved, and her being heavily involved, motherfucker, bro, you just see the picture of abortion, and she answered the call, and Hillary Blige got her people in office, and she answered the call. Hillary Blige, Hillary Blige, Hillary Blige, and motherfucker, bro, I saw her answer that call, and I saw what the narrative that she came out with, and I'm just not fond of women. I'm just not fond of women. I don't like how they won. The winners need not to explain, and the losers need not to be there to explain. So hey, Donald Trump is still claiming victory according to the midterm elections, and he's saying the media is giving you fake news like they always do. Donald Trump. That's the narrative that he's coming with. Yeah. I pay attention to it. I watch it. I know a little bit about what's going on. I do. So, because I know something about something, I can come here and I can talk about it. I can come here and I can speak about it. So when I say I'm not fond of women, don't get it twisted or misconstrued like I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Somebody would say, Kevin, that dream woman you said is your dream woman is giving you signs. Yeah, she's giving me signs. But in the picture, I gotta come here and tell her the fact. I'm not all that fond of women. I don't like the fake persona they try to put out. I don't like the aurora they put out. But motherfucker, bruh, when it comes down to it, I'm gonna have the back of women. Like motherfucker, bruh, I'm not gonna go out and make women look bad. Motherfucker, bruh, I'm not that type of guy. I'm not Donald Trump. That's why I'm not fond of Donald Trump. Donald Trump was enabled by brothel. People are saying I'm bad, but motherfucker, bruh, I'm enabling the sacred prostitute. Motherfucker, bruh, it's the call that you're calling for. Motherfucker, bruh, Joe Biden is saying that it's okay to be gay. That's what he's saying. So why don't you go down in brothel and why don't you really experiment with it? They tried to make slavery into a science, and the court didn't recognize two slaves being married to one another, and they recognized it just as much as they recognized two brutes being married to one another. They didn't. So why don't you go down in brothel, and why don't you engage some science, and why don't you tell me something that I don't know when you go down in brothel? That's the point. Why don't you go down in brothel, and when you go down in brothel, you tell me something that I don't know. Go down in brothel and you tell me something that I don't know in brothel. And when you go down in brothel, you tell me something that I don't know. We can both make it about the sciences. Go down in brothel. Yeah. Cannot two black people now get married? Can they not? Can they not get married? Can they not get married? Motherfucker, bro, they was using disabled blacks as means to experiment in science. So they really came to understand anatomy and the body because of disabled blacks. They just gave disabled slaves over to doctors and they just started experimenting. Now they really understand the body. So some people will put the pretense out there like the only way that they really came to understand the body is by means of war. And people who were curious just went out and they started observing bodies after war. Fresh after the war, doctors just started observing bodies. And that is true. But motherfucker, bro, they really use slaves as means to really figure out the body. Motherfucker, bro, they use female slaves to figure out the body. Yeah. So when I come here and I tell you I'm not fond of women, know why. There's this woman, I used to really like her. It's because of her potential. I thought that she would be able to come down and talk about Praxona with me. And then she would be able to understand something. But she said I was too radical. And guess what she wants to do? She just wants to fit in with everybody in the environment, and she can't make that phone call. Yeah. But if I were to do something crazy, she's ready to make a phone call on me. Yeah. You lost your mind. So now I don't trust nobody, and I don't let nobody get close to me. Because I know something about something. Somebody asks you, how you doing? Well, you lost your mind. And they not gentry. They don't know nothing about gentry. Then you see somebody that knows something about gentry, and they could be resorting to their racialism. Because they know something about gentry. They know something about gentry. So, because I know something about something, I know something about something. I do things about things. Motherfucker, I'm not gonna lie to you, motherfucker. I like women. I like women. I came in and I said I don't like women. But motherfucker, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I like women. I like women. I think women are okay. But when you really see the picture of the fact, I'm just telling you the fact. I don't really like how Hillary Live operates. It's about her. And I don't want to tell you the contrast. It's only Donald Trump.